Republic. And you are going to hear Anatolian-inspired melodies and tunes in the piano, which represent our rich cultural tapestry of Turkey. Finally, I want to thank Ayşegül Durakoğlu, and the Ataturk Society of America for their gracious invitation and this commission. Without their support, this would have not been possible. And please enjoy the piece, and thank you so much for listening. I'll be here for the piece, so just, yeah.
Çünkü cultural taste had rendered possible so much innovation happening in the early years of the Republic. In 1911, when he was still a captain of the Istanbul General Staff, he encouraged tango for the first time. Blanco with Lauta was lucky enough to dance the tango in front of him at an event held by the Council of Argentina. In 1929, Edward Bianco trio from Argentina was invited to perform in Ankara. The following night, they were also invited to perform at Çankaya Köşkü in Ankara. They were asked to play the Turkish national anthem. They graciously agreed and played the anthem in their own style. Atatürk was very much moved by this gesture and congratulated the performers with enthusiasm and asked them to play more tangos one after the other all night long. Atatürk loved tango music and this determined the history and the beginning of tango music in Turkey. The very first Turkish tango song is called Mazi kalbimde bir yaradır. The past is a wound in my heart. Was composed by Necip Celal Andel in 1928, and it is still a well-known and popular song to this day. Since then, Turkish people loved and adopted the tango music, and Istanbul became one of the top few tango cities in the world. After Turkish tango music was established, it was time to introduce the tango dance. Turkey's introduction to Argentinian tango happened almost a decade later. In the 1940s, university students started exploring the Argentinian tango, and slowly through the years, more and more people started dancing. Learning, and one by one, the interest in both classical tango and Argentinian tango grew. Today, there are many schools that teach tango who present the possibility to perform this beautiful dance. And a lot of universities have tango clubs that are working on introducing this beautiful dance to young people.
say a few words about next piece on the program. It will be a Sephardic piece, a Sephardic folk song. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about what that means. So Sephardim are the diasporic Jewish population who can trace their ancestry back to the Iberian Peninsula. And during the Spanish Inquisition in 1492, about 300,000 Jews were expelled from Spain and they ended up migrating elsewhere. And during this time, the Ottoman Empire welcomed this population, a large percentage of this population, into their land. So a lot of the Sephardic Jewish people, they ended up settling in the Ottoman land. And over the past 500 years, they've been living happily and in harmony with the rest of the Turkish people. And over this time, of course, there was a lot of cultural exchange, a lot of musical exchange, and so the Sephardic music was largely influenced by the Middle Eastern tunes and scales. But the language is Ladino, and Ladino is basically essentially Spanish. Yes, 15th century Castilian Spanish with contributions from other languages such as Italian, French, Balkan languages, Turkish, maybe a little bit Arabic as well. So it's a very interesting language. And the interesting thing also is that the Sephardim ended up hanging on to this language for 500 years. So the song you're about to hear is a Sephardic tune in Ladino.
Los
Ahmet Ertegün, Duke Ellington Band, and Atlantic Records. Ahmet Ertegün, founder of the Atlantic Records, has been the most prominent Turkish-American figure shaping the music industry in the United States. He was born in Istanbul, Turkey, a few months before the declaration of the Republic of Turkey in 1923. Following his father, Mehmet Münir Ertegün's diplomatic appointment as Turkey's ambassador to the United States, he moved to the States with his family at the age of 16. The son of the Turkish diplomat, Ertegün fell in love with jazz in London after seeing Duke Ellington's band in 1932. Inspired by the sounds of jazz played by African American musicians, Ahmet and his brother Neslihi eventually staged concerts at the Turkish Embassy at 1606 23rd Street, Northwest Washington, D.C. Black and white musicians were able to play together at the shows, something they couldn't do beyond the embassy gates. Not too far from their residence, members of Duke Ellington's band assembled on the third floor of the Edward Hamlin Everett House, just off the Pont Circle. One day, Ertegün brothers could not help to ask Duke Ellington and his band to come over for lunch to the Turkish embassy the following Sunday. This was the beginning of terrific jazz series at the Turkish embassy. Musicians were invited to come to the embassy to eat, drink, relax, and play music, in spite of some neighbors complaining about African American musicians entering through the embassy's front door. Their passion in jazz made them go door to door in African American areas in D.C., collecting and buying records that led them to start their legendary record company and bring that to a global level that changed the history of music. The modern Turkish Republic was the greatest work of Atatürk and the Turkish nation. Therefore, diplomats, artists, and scientists trained by the modern republic have become pioneers of respect and belief in democracy, with their perspectives and actions all over the world following Atatürk's steps. The approach and interest shown by the co-founder and president of Atlantic Records, Ahmet Ertegün, and his beloved family to art and artists is one of the most valuable and valid examples of Atatürk's understanding of arts and his philosophy for universal humanism. Culture, he said, is a basic element in being a person worthy of humanity. Thank you.
composer, conductor, Ali Can. Now, if you would all please welcome our co-founder, board member, treasurer, and pretty much the Ataturk Society of America, David Agia.
Have a few words. Ayşegül, thank you so much for your excellent performance. We greatly appreciate your time and efforts, all the planning and hard work you all contributed to making this event special. We cannot thank each of you enough for your wonderful performances. Your selection of music was invaluable. Your music lit up our heart. Atatürk said, life is music. Music is the joy, soul, and everything of life. He said, there is no reformation without music. He placed special importance on fine arts and music and considered them a part of the Republican reforms. Many thanks, all our guests, for joining us this evening, and special thanks to all our members for their continued support us. Thank you.
We have two small gifts for everyone who came here today, and those are in commemoration of our celebration. One is a CD of piano pieces performed by our concert director and pianist Ayşegül Durakoğlu. And the other is a book by Ali Can Püskülcü, the legendary co-founder and president of Chamber Music Orchestra, or the Association for the Support of Contemporary Life. A book that is a collection of letters she wrote, quite literally, in her deathbed in a hospital, in the last months of her life, to be sent to many parts of the society across demographics and sectors. She planned on 35, but she could only complete 15 before her passing. We purchased this book for you all, and by doing so, we continue her foundation, which continues to support the education of girls and the opportunities provided by Atatürk for all children who cannot study due to financial or other reasons in every corner of Turkey today. For those of you that will consider contributing to our Çağdaş Yaşam Destek Önerdiği yourselves, the book does contain an insert that can guide you on how to do so. Your gifts are in the entrance hall, so please remember to pick them up after the reception. Lastly, part of the program in your hands, we also have an exhibition here today in honor of the 100th anniversary